Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. We're going to make another book page piece of ephemera, and we're going to use our small 4.5 round doilies. I love doilies, and this is another way that you can use doilies in your junk journals. I have my book page here, and my book page is approximately 9 1/4 inch by 7 inches. Now, you can do any size book page that you have, but this is what I'm using today. We're going to want to turn it the long way, and I'm going to place one end on the grid, and I'm going to fold the other end up approximately 3.5, something like that. Give it a crease. Now we're going to take this side and we're going to fold it over, and we're just really folding it over so it's close to the edge of where we folded before. Mine's just a little bit, it's not like touching. Okay, so we're going to look like this now. I'm actually going to take my sponge and just highlight this, because in a moment you'll see why. I'm gonna need to be able to show you the creases. You can either do this side or this end, I should call it. And we're gonna turn this one up 1/2 inch. So let's see here, that's about 1/2 inch. Give it a good crease. I'm going to bring my bone folder in because there's layers here and I need to get that creased well. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this once again so that you hopefully will be able to see what I'm going to show you in a minute. Now, this is going to be the top. And we're going to want to fold the top down about 1.5 inches, about something like that. Let's see here, my paper to cooperate with me. That's about 1.5 inches. Giving it a crease, right here like this. And let's go ahead and highlight this now so that the next step, hopefully, I'll be able to show you. You're going to open up your sheet of paper. It kind of did. You kind of can see it. You see there's a fold line going across here, all the way across. And there's a fold line going all the way across here. And then of course it's got this fold line here. We want to keep, this is the center between the two folds here. We want to keep everything in this section right here. We're going to keep it all. We're going to remove this one. I'll put it here so you can see it better. There. We're going to remove this. We're going to remove this, and we're going to remove this. And we're going to do that by taking our scissors and cutting right along the fold like this. I actually cut the fold off, but just by a smidgen, just by a little bit. So I'm going to do this process on the 3 remaining corners. When you finish cutting your corners, it's going to look just like that. This is the top. So let's turn it over and let's glue this flat down. I'm actually going to use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick, and I'm going to apply my glue onto my flap here. And then I'm going to double glue it. I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to do the edges. I just want my edges to make sure that they stay down. There, that's good. And then we're just gluing it right onto the paper. And you'll see why in just a minute. It makes the front part of your pocket, well, I didn't glue that. I didn't glue it quite straight. It's okay. It's going to make your front pocket more secure. And we're going to put a little thumb notch in there in just a second. I'm going to give it a few minutes to dry. This is when, if you like that inking look, this is when you'll want to go in with your ink and highlight the edges and the folds. I do like the way it looks when things are colored up. And lately I've kind of been using two colors. I'm using my frayed burlap and my Victorian velvet. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to ink this all up, and then we're going to continue. Okay, so I have inked it all up, and our project looks just like this right now. This is going to turn into this. This is what we're making today. I absolutely love it. So inside there is a pocket, and that's what we're making right now. We're making the pocket portion. Remember when we folded over that little extra piece right here and we folded it down? I'm going to bring in my 1.5 inch hole punch. I'm marking the center of my edge between the two folds. I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to punch out a nice notch. Hopefully it punches. Ah, yay, it punches. Sometimes it chews. I never know if it's going to chew or not chew. Now I am going to ink this part right here because you will see it when you close your pocket together. You will see that right there. And I'm also going to go ahead and color up my notch. Let's glue this all together. So what we want to do is you can either glue it like this or you can glue it like this. I'm going to choose to glue mine like this because that's where I inked up my pieces. So I've got my art glitter glue. You use the glue of your choice. I'm going to glue right here on the edge of this flap that's on the inside and right here on the edge of the flap right here. I'm not gluing the bottom because we've got that part that turns up right here, this part. So that's how we're gluing the bottom shut. And we're going to add our glue to the short little sides and the bottom, and then just flip it up just like that. And we have made the cutest pocket. Absolutely adorable. Here comes the doily. So there's a white one, and then I have these craft colored ones. I'm not sure where I got the craft colored ones. I'm going to use the white one. Oh, oops, I thought I only had one. They stick together, don't they? Okay, I think it's one now. I've got my sponge with my Victorian velvet, and I'm lightly, and you do have to do it very lightly because it is a doily and it's pretty delicate, but I want to give it a little color. So I'm going to run my sponge not only on the outside, and this is what I'm considering the outside, the smoother side of the doily, because you know when you turn it over it's not as smooth, but I do need to go ahead and run it on this side as well. So I'm going to do that just real quick. I only really need to do half or a little more than half because we're going to be folding our doily. Okay, that looks good. I'm happy with that. And I might actually just run a little bit of my, whoop, not doing a very good job here, of my darker frayed burlap on there as well. Okay, so we've got that. I want to fold this up. It's going to be, what do I want to say? Yeah, that's how I could tell you how. So that's 2.5 inches. It's a 4.5 inch round doily. So I just folded it like that. So there's one side that has a little bit more than the other. The shorter side, we're going, excuse me. All right, I have no idea what happened, or what's happening, I should say. we're going to fold this back just a little bit because I want to take my little sponge here and I want to highlight that fold. Okay, so we're going to glue our doily onto the back. Now, as you can see, the doily's going to stick out. I'll put it this way. The doily's going to stick out just a little bit further than the pocket. I'm going to use my art glitter glue and I'm going to glue the doily. So just a little bit before the fold, and then just the little parts that are solid on the doily, I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I'm trying to remember how far that pocket sticks out of the side because I don't want to glue where I don't need to. I can always wipe it off. I am going to turn it sideways so I can see a little better. And I'm going to pop this on just like this, and I'm going to glue it down. Now this is the notch. The notch is on the front, okay? And then this folds down like this. And then of course you would open that up and then you would be able to stick your ephemera inside. I've got a cute little piece of ephemera here. We're gonna just pop that right on in there. I think it will fit right on in. And we're gonna bring in our dish for a little bit of decoration. I have these little tiny itty bitty clothespins. They came just like this, and I have just recently ordered them. I ordered them on Amazon, so I'm sure they're still available. I like this little box it came in. We're going to use one of these, but I want to ink it up just a little bit with my Victorian velvet. I'm going to just brush this wooden clothespin just so it will grab a little bit of that pink color. It's not everywhere, but I think that's really pretty, a nice touch. I have a fabric bow that I used in this one right here. I also made a little satin bow. Maybe you have something like that. I have some flat back pearls, and I have a few pieces of ephemera, just to give you an idea on how you can decorate your beautiful little book page doily pocket. So let's just pop that on there to keep it closed. So I have a fussy cut and I have a stamp. Maybe you would like something like that. I think that's pretty. Or maybe you have something that's more like a tea card and you can pop a stamp on it like that. There's another size. I think this is more like a cigarette type card size. Maybe something like that would be pretty. I'm just giving you ideas because I know that sometimes it's hard to say, well, I don't have exactly something like that. What happens if I use this? I really enjoy this one. So I always like to glue my two pieces together before I glue. I don't glue them separately. I like to glue them together. I just do. It's just me. So I've got them both glued together, and now I'm going to apply the glue onto the back and glue it all down as one unit. So let's just get that glued down. Was there a little gnat that just flew into the picture? I think so. Okay, so we've got that. And do I want to add my little bow, this kind of bow on here? Or maybe just a little white bow? No, I kind of like this. This is a fabric bow, and it's real soft fabric. And I'm going to put it at an angle. I'm also going to be using my Surebonder High Temp glue gun with this specialty tip. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to wait for this to dry because we're doing a video. Also need a little bit more glue. But I'm going to put it at an angle like that. And I've got these flat back pearls. I want to add a couple of those. I've taken them out of my dish. I'm going to put the larger one right here. A little bit of glue and That's really sweet there. And then I want to just have a little accent right here. So I'm going to pop 2 more right here. I can see right now I've got a big one and a little one. That's what I got. I already put my glue down, so that's what that one's going to be. Oh, I think that is so sweet. And you just unclip it, and then you can open it up and get your little piece of ephemera out. You could pop this into a pocket. You could glue it onto a page. You could even glue it onto a page on 2 sides and use it as another tuck spot. I absolutely love these. They're easy to make, they're fun to use, and what a great way to use your doilies. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.